He bought it new in 1947. Glassed it in the late 50s. The glass will have to be removed and there will be some other work to do. I will go through it and show what it is that needs. Seats will have to be redone. They are caned able. There are holes for caning, although in 46 they used plywood. He put on, his son I guess, put on the buckskin and back in somewhere in the 60s. I am going to start taking off the gunnels and taking off the fiberglass today. Today is the 28th of June 2007. See that also the inner gunnel is rotted away on this end. Don't know what the stems look like. It does have an outer stem that is covered with fiberglass. These two ribs in the center, I believe, need replacing. Looks like some planking by that too. All the screws are out of the gunnel. I've got clamps holding it on until I get all the screws out. Now I'm going to take the clamps off. The green right here is the epoxy sticking to the wood. That can be scraped off with the heat gun. Right. Well, I have to go this way. You get it warm and then you start working at it. It's going to be time consuming. I don't know if I'll get it all off. I might have to go over it with the sander and sand it down. I'll have to do some checking with Jill or somebody like that and see what they say, or Pam.
And you said the outside stems may need to be replaced?
Yeah, it looks like the outside stems are going to have to be replaced, and possibly a piece of the inside stem scarfed on. If you look at the other end down there where a little piece of it.
Beginning to restore the seats. They made these seats more comfortable by putting little stuffed hide cushions on the top.
There's Kathy removing the tacks from the leather to try to get the lovely seats off. It's kind of a harder task because the tacks are made out of steel and they're rusted in. So she has to take them up with a small tack puller and then maybe a larger one. So, and then this amount of fiberglass took me 2 hours to get off. And then there's still the glass left on, and by heating it and scraping it, I'm getting it down where you can see some of the wood. I'm going to have to find out if I have to get that completely off or whether I can just sand it and cover it. Don't know. So I'll have to talk to a few people like Dave and Gil and Pam, find out what's going on. I don't know if I'm recording or not. I think so. There's a piece of plywood. You can see the foam underneath the leather, and it looks like at the factory they routed out where the holes for using caning went. So we're going to have to figure out what to do. That's the way that is.
Here's the seat with the plywood part taken out, and you can see where the holes are for doing hand caning. But during the war, the supply of cane disappeared, and so they took these seats and routed out this part and then fit in a really ugly little plywood hard center part to the seat. So the original owner of the Canoe had these padded cushions put on top because that seat was so hard. So now our job is to figure out how to do this seat so that it's comfortable and more or less an original type of thing for a canoe. Something more like cane.